to literally stay in a rhythm for 45 minutes?
Excuse me if I'm a little shaken up. I was in the cold tub. You know, I didn't start this game off hot. You know, early on I got into a rhythm. First couple of possessions, you know, really in the first quarter I felt good. Second quarter, you know, the ball didn't drop. You know, but I knew we was facing elimination. And, you know, coach told me, green light, stay on green. And, you know, D. West kept telling me, you know, don't keep no bullets in the chamber. You know, so I really just came out and just firing. My teammates found me and I got hot.
Paul, you had made comments after the previous game about officiating. Did that put pressure on you to perform in this game? Did you somehow draw motivation from that, like you had to step up after those complaints?
Yeah. You know, I like to just play. You know, let us play. It's conference final. You know, let everything just be left on the floor. And I knew I was going to have to step to the plate. You know, my teammates needed me to make plays down the stretch, and, you know, I was fortunate to do so for us.
Paul, there was a possession there, right here. It's possession, just under 2 minutes left. Dwayne had been defending you, and he told LeBron, all right, you got him. And then you pulled up and hit a three on LeBron also. Was it a point where it didn't matter who was defending you specifically in the fourth quarter?
Nah, you know, I felt in the rhythm. Regardless of who was guarding me. You know, I think I've seen every defender from the Heat tonight. You know, I was just in the zone. And you know, again, regardless of who was guarding me, you know, I felt like that ball was going to go in that net. You know, and that's a great and unbelievable feeling.
Paul, it seems like your offense is kind of come and gone in the course of this series, obviously a variety of factors. What do you think has been the difficulty for you in just trying to kind of keep it going the way you were able to tonight?
Well, it's always tough. You know, it's always tough. Night in and night out to guard, you know, the best player in this league. You know, it's a wear on you. You know, you're going to be inconsistent shooting the ball, you know, when you're shooting jumpers. You know, but tonight it went my way, and, you know, I was going to keep my foot on the gas. You know, I knew I couldn't let up, you know, because they were making plays on the other end as well. And my teammates was aware of it. You know, they kept feeding me the ball and, you know, looking for me on the offensive end.
Paul, what's your feeling and attitude knowing you've got to do this 2 more times?
I mean, we're going against history. But, you know, we can't feel like it can't be done. You know, every player in our locker room, you know, every trainer, you know, every coach, everybody in this organization have to feel like, you know, we can accomplish this. And we believe, you know, we honestly believe we can accomplish this one. It's going to be tough. Like we say, you know, it's one game at a time. That's just how we got to treat it.
Paul, to your left, Lance took a pretty good beating the last couple of days. You basically said focus on basketball. He said this morning he was going to focus on basketball. Then he pulls out maybe every mental trick in the book tonight in this game. What did you think of what he was doing out there?
It's Lance being Lance. You know, he's been special for us. You know, and whether he's scoring the ball, making plays, you know, causing confrontation, you know, Lance is special. And it's the reason why, you know, we gain an edge in, you know, some opportunities during games. And, you know, a lot of it comes from Lance. You know, so we need that. You know, again, he's always got to, you know, make sure he's monitoring it. But, you know, I didn't think nothing was out of the spirit of the game tonight.
Have you seen him blowing LeBron's ear?
Yeah, I just saw it. I hope his breath wasn't too bad for Bron.
Paul, 2 things. One, what was it like, and what did it feel like to have LeBron James, of all people, pick up his 5th foul with almost 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter and spend half the evening on the bench?
What was it like? I mean, you know, when he was in foul trouble, I mean, everybody had to be aggressive. That's a huge weapon that they're missing. You know, everybody, you know, was aware that he was on the bench and, you know, how limited, you know, this team was without him and, you know, how much everybody had to step up. And they did. I mean, they knocked down 15 threes. I thought, you know, a lot of players took on a huge role. You know, but it's not going to be like that in Game 6. We're expecting LeBron to be LeBron. And that's how, you know, that's how we want it.
And on their final possession, again, when you see him barreling toward the basket, no matter who's in the way, would you just assume have him dish the ball off rather than go to the hoop?
LeBron's the smartest player in this league. He's going to make the right play. And, you know, he thought that was the right play. They made 15 threes tonight. So obviously they were hot behind the three-point line. He found a three-point shooter that's been hot lately for him in Chris Bosh. We was fortunate he missed. You know, we walk away with a win.
Paul, the bench only had 6 points tonight. Over here to your left, sorry. The bench only had 6 points tonight. You had 37. LeBron had 5 fouls. Not that your 37 wasn't, you know, something you're capable of, but there are a lot of things tonight that are kind of out of the normal flow of a game, especially in this series with these two teams. So going to Miami on Friday, what do you expect out of it as a whole from the team, from the bench, and what do you have to do to know that LeBron, like you said, is going to do what LeBron does?
I mean, we're capable of, you know, winning a ball game with LeBron scoring 30 or 40 points. You know, it's, you know, Rashard Lewis having 6 threes that we got to be, you know, cautious of. You know, Ray contributing with 15 off the bench, we got to be cautious of. You know, it's some areas where, you know, we can hold up with LeBron, you know, having a spectacular game. You know, again, it's, you know, containing the role players and make sure they don't have big nights.
PG, this Pacer team is probably the most battle-tested team left in the playoffs. You guys have been at the brink of death multiple occasions. How much confidence does coming back and winning this ball game and going into Game 6, does that memory of you guys playing as well as bad and as well as you have during the course of the playoffs to stay alive?
Well, we know, you know, when we're with our backs against the wall, I mean, we've proved that we can, you know, come out. This is different. You know, this is definitely different. We're playing against the champions. You know, so we're happy to get this win and, you know, have our season still be alive. You know, but it's going to be tough. You know, it's going to be tough. We're not expecting, you know, any of this to be easy, you know, this whole trip. You know, we got to do one possession at a time down in Miami. And, you know, we can't turn the ball over in this Game 6. You know, this Game 6 is going to be about performing like champions.
You had the 3 at the end of the third. Defensively, you were active. You had 6 steals. Was there a moment for you that it clicked that this is your night, you know, that you're obviously in that rhythm?
Well, I was asked earlier today about having my print on this game. And I felt I needed to have a print on this game. You know, so that was always in the back of my mind, is how can I impact this game where we can continue to keep playing. You know, so, you know, that was it. I knew I had to make some plays on the defensive end, you know, getting steals, you know, playing scrappy basketball, as well as, you know, trying to contribute on the offensive end. So, again, you know, that was in the back of my mind the whole night is, you know, how can I be an impactful player for us?
Paul, what's this year been like for you from an expectation standpoint? It just seems like they grew a lot from last year to this year. And how do you think you've handled that?
Well, I mean, this year, you know, everybody, I'll go on last year. Last year was, you know, me stepping up to the plate, you know, and rising, you know, to a new level. And this year was about, you know, how can I grow from that and expand to another level? You know, so it's just about, you know, rising to the occasion every night. You know, how can I, you know, we got a great team. We got a great group, and a group that can very well move on to a championship. You know, so I just have to make sure, you know, every night, just ask myself, did I leave everything on the floor? You know, whether I'm making shots or not, you know, whether I'm rebounding every ball, you know, getting steals, deflections. You know, I just ask myself, am I doing enough? And at the end of the day, you know, more times than not, you know, I feel like I'm giving my all.
Paul, you didn't guard LeBron all that much tonight, partly because he was on the bench in foul trouble, and also when he was in the game, you guarded Dwayne Wade instead. Did that help you offensively? Did that give you more in your legs because you didn't have to defend as much?
Nah, I mean, Dwayne was the one that was going. You know, Dwayne was the one that was taking all the load, you know, when LeBron was out. And, you know, I still was matching up with Dwayne. You know, it was just the flow of the game. You know, it was really just the flow of the game. It wasn't no, you know, where we came together and, you know, me and Lance decided to, you know, guard, you know, different matchups. It was just, you know, the flow of the game. You know, if LeBron was on one side of the floor, Lance was going to stay and guard whoever was on the side of that floor.